The reason your defense feels trash right now in Madden 26 is because you can't get consistent pressure on the quarterback. Luckily for you, in this video, I'm breaking down 5 deadly blitzes that you can take into your next game and actually start locking down with. From instant A-gap pressure to glitch blitzes that they can't possibly block, I've got it all covered in this video, so don't skip out on any of the blitzes or defenses I'm breaking down today. Let's jump right into it. First, I want to break down the meta defense and blitz here in Madden 26 that you need to know about because that's how good it is. Let me show you. Alright, so we're going to come here into nickel 3-3 cub and we're going to call Mike blitz 0. Alright, what we're going to do, shift our defensive line to the left. We are going to drop our outside linebacker, this guy right here, Greenard, into a curl flat. Then we're going to press RB, right stick up to pass commit our defense because we're going to be overloading one side of the offensive line. So we're going to take the snap, press the D-pad to the right, D-pad switch kick under Greenard, and then we are going to be able to get that 4-on-3 advantage that I talk about all the time on the left side of the offensive line. So you're able to see it right here. Boom, we get that flying pressure, and then we're back over here on the right side to be able to get back into coverage and then take away anything that they have. It's very important that you actually get back into coverage because the reality is if they put their tight end on an out route and he beats his man, you need to have someone out there especially because you can have someone out there with your user defender to actually take stuff away, right? So again, set up the same way, shift the D-line left, I press the D-pad left, left stick left, then press RB, right stick up to pass commit. But the key is where you're standing with your user before the snap. You notice how I'm 2 yards off the ball right here, and I'm, over the left shoulder of the center 56. So now when he takes a snap, he's forced to block me, right? I run right into him, and now that makes it to where he can't slide over to make this a 3-on-3 on the left side because, again, he gets I get his attention, these two guys fill in with the guard and the tackle, and then our outside linebacker is able to walk in free for an easy sack. So it's like, that's the whole advantage of the D-pad switch stick when you use it with Cub. But also, their counter is going to be them blocking the running back, which in that case, especially if you know they're going to block the running back or if they've shown a willingness and tendency to do it all throughout the game, that's when you want to put your top safety right here into a hook curl because now you're going to shift your D-line left. You're still going to drop Greenard right here into a curl flat, but now you're going to press D-pad up instead of D-pad right to really make sure that you're over the middle of the field to lurk because it's like if they hit you with like a sling or a post on Ferguson, you want to be able to take that away. So boom, press D-pad up, and now we're able to take away Ferguson. You see how he cooked his man on that? So if I would have used the D-pad right, he just would have gotten open in the middle of the field very, very quickly. But because I'm back over the middle of the field now with Harrison Smith, my safety, I'm very easily able to just take this away and lurk this to take away this tight end slant. And then again, the best part, which I tell you guys all the time, when they block their running back, these running backs are still going to have a tough time at the point of attack actually blocking outside linebackers like this. And so this man's just going to get ran through for an easy sack on Dak Prescott, they have a +1. It's really 6-on-5 right there. But yeah, we're still able to walk in the backfield untouched. So whether they block the running back, they don't block the running back, as long as you set it up the right way, shift the D-line left, pass commit to make your blitzes and sheds better, drop this man into a curl flat, and then if they do block their running back, that's where you put this man into a hook curl. But again, if you don't know that they're gonna block the running back, I would just leave him manned up one of the running back just like this. And so again, when they take the snap, just press D-pad right, get out there into the flat or over the middle of the field to guard whatever they could possibly have on the field. And then you're just gonna see how, that's gonna be the best defense, the best blitz here, one of the deadliest in the game. Alright, next I want to break down the best pro defense and blitz that all the top guys are using right now that not enough people know about and are using correctly. Let me show you. Alright, so that defense that we're going to be breaking down here is going to be nickel double mug, okay? And the play here that we're going to call is going to be Tampa 2. But before I show you that, I want to make sure that you have the right package turned on because this is what activates how good this defense can possibly be. So you're going to come into your packages and you're going to flick the right stick until you find the 4 defensive end package, just like this, 4 D ends, alright? And so as the name entails, this is going to put 4 D ends on the field for you to actually, be able to rush the quarterback with. And why is this going to work? I'm about to show you, because if you think about it, this puts your two best defensive ends, who would normally be outside, it moves them inside to D-tackle like this, right? And so the advantage that you're going to get now when you do this is that you're going to be able to shed the guards better with your defensive ends, because if you think about it, guards are power guys, right? They're not used to be playing against finesse move type of players. And so what you're going to be able to do is just destroy them with swim moves and spin moves, because those are finesse moves, and you have higher finesse move than they have pass block finesse. So that's what's typically going to happen. So all you're going to do right here is press RB, right stick up to pass commit. Now, as far as the coverage everywhere else in the field, you can really do whatever you want with that, right? So if you want to run a cover 3 over here, you can do that if you'd like, but I probably would just leave it as cover 2. So spread the D line, pass commit the defense, and so what you're going to see is you just have to have a good user over the middle of the field, and so you're going to be able to do a good job of actually shedding. But what I want you to pay attention to is there's a problem that could get created, especially if you don't have super elite D linemen, when you only blitz 4. And so this is, the honest truth here, because what's going to happen is these defensive tackles, right, or the DNs that you move to D-tackle, one of them is always going to get double teamed when you only send 4 people, because they have 5 blockers. So it's going to be 3 one-on-ones and 1 double team. And so you're going to see they choose a double team this right D-tackle right here. And here's the reality about double team blocks. Double team blocks very rarely get shedded in this game, unless you're like playing mud or whatever, but it's like double team blocks are really good. And so they go double team here, they easily win this rep, and then this guy's a superstar, I believe. So he does a great job, right? I'm not telling you that these guards could never, win their rep. Like, they can still do a good job as far as blocking, but it's like, if you let them double team, you're basically relying on the other one that didn't get double teamed to win his rep, which when he doesn't, you see how they have plenty of time to throw. So the solution to that would be to just blitz your inside linebacker now, because what that does is it makes it to where it's 5 one-on-ones versus, 3 one-on-ones in a double team. Now it's just 5 one-on-ones. The only downside is that you now have to cover more ground over the middle of the field. Now you kind of have to guard over the middle and kind of in this area if they attack that. So I would probably just walk this safety down to give myself a little bit more initial support. But now we're going to see where we spread again. We press RB, right stick up to pass commit. And now since it's 5 one-on-ones, it's going to be a whole lot faster. You see how that time again on that left side, 41 does a much better job of actually getting there quicker, because he can't get double teamed. This guy over here can't get double teamed. Now he tried the spin move, right? It just didn't work this time. But now you're able to see how over here he wins this rep, quick shed, and the quarterback's on the ground, and I did a good job of taking away, again, this seam area, right? This is the area, because you took your hook off the field, now you have to cover this area, and then lurk over here, and then lurk, over here. Now, you can also shade your hooks underneath to give yourself, some more support, but I'm not telling you always have to blitz that inside linebacker, right? Because there's going to be times where if you really want to just send 4 people, you can do that, and the one guy will just shed, like you notice right here, where, again, that time they double teamed him, but he still did a great job of just overpowering those guys and getting the quarterback on the ground. So you see how they try to double team, but they do a horrible job, and so he's just able to go get the quarterback. So it's not to say that you always have to send 5, or you could never, or you could never send 4. Like, you should probably mix them both in depending on the situation, but the reality is this isn't a blitz necessarily. Moreover, it's just a, shed defense where you're just, sending regular pass rush, and you're just taking advantage of a specific package to be able to get that really quick pressure on the quarterback. So we go with it one last time, where again I'm going to blitz my inside linebacker, cover the area that I need to cover, and so we're going to be able to do a pretty good job here of getting that. At that time it was Clowney off the edge, so sometimes the sheds are going to be faster. You're still relying on sheds, but there's a reason why a lot of the top guys are using this defense, because it's like if you put abilities on your pass rushers, you're going to be able to get these even faster sheds than I'm getting right here in Regs with the Cowboys D-line. But it's like, this is why, because you don't have to really blitz them. You can really just focus on coverage and really do a great job of shedding the quarterback. Alright, so if you found those first two blitzes helpful here in Madden 26, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. I break down Madden 26 tips and tricks just like this every single day to help you guys get better, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content that I have. But if you want my full Cowboys defensive ebook, go to the link down below in the pinned comment to join Madden University, where you can use code VOLT to get your first month for 20% off. I guarantee it'll transform the way you're able to play defense, because you can save all the tips that are included with that Madden and the ebook on your phone during gameplay, so you can always reference it and you never have to go surfing through a video. There's also videos and screenshots attached to guide you through all the defensive concepts so that you're never lost in any way. So I highly recommend you check it out. Again, link down below in the pinned comment, and let's jump right back in the video. Because as I was labbing that Cowboys defense before I dropped it as an ebook, I actually found the best blitz that I really like right now here in Madden 26. Let me show you. Alright, so the play here is going to be nickel dog 3 buzz, still from nickel double mug, okay? What we're going to do is we are going to shade our coverage underneath to make sure that we have our defensive ends in those hard flats, and then we're going to press RB and right stick up to pass commit our defense, alright? So now what we're going to do is, we're not user rushing them. You're going to leave your user in this blitz assignment. You're going to start the play on Murray Jr., and you're just going to press the D-pad up as soon as the ball snap to D-pad switch stick onto your 3-rep hook. So what this is going to look like in practice is take the snap, press D-pad up, and now what basically happens is there's going to be a traffic jam that gets created in the middle because you have 4 blitzers, and then your 2 defensive ends are dropping out. So this man's dropping out, and then let's see over here, this guy's dropping out. So basically you're blitzing your 2 inside linebackers and your 2 D tackles. And so again, that's what I mean when I say the traffic jam just gets created in the middle, because look at this. This guy was expecting to block 41, but then he drops out, so he goes to double team here, and then that's what allows for our slot corner to come in complete untouched off the edge for an easy sack, because again, Quinnen Williams 92 does a great job of getting the attention right here of 75, because he's the only guy on that side. Really, you're dropping this man out. It's like an overload blitz. You're dropping this man out, and then you're blitzing off of the other side of the field, right? And so like it's just like 75 is not going to be able to recognize that, because essentially you're forcing him to block 2 guys. So again, you're going to, let's see, you're going to pass commit, you're going to shade underneath, and then as soon as the ball snap, all you have to do is press D-pad up, but make sure you're lurking over the middle of the field with whatever route concepts they could possibly be calling. So boom, take the snap, press D-pad up, and then you're just able to see how it's going to be flying pressure just like that time and time again, you know, in that area of the field. Now, you're able to see how you basically do have to cover like the whole middle if you want to run cover 3. Like you see how I have to defend kind of this guy right here, Jefferson, and then I have to defend if they want to put like a curl route on the field. Like I have to be there to stop everything. Luckily, you know, your blitz is really fast, but also what you could just do is, you know, set it up the same way, pass can be your defense, you know, if you're good with quick adjustments, where now you can just run cover 2 on that side so that you have that extra like vert hook defender. And so now it's going to look something more like this, but now you don't have like a middle third, so you kind of have to guard the deep middle as well. So you're kind of like picking your poison a little bit here, but also your blitz is so fast that it's like it's really not going to matter. Also, you know, you could blitz, or you could, you know, put Clowney in this zone, so now it looks something like this, pass commit, boom, take the snap, still press D-pad up, and then you're easily able to get that, you know, pressure right there. And that time you see how Clowney is sitting right in that area in that hook to be able to defend, you know, this, you know, receiver right here, or whichever guy it was. You see how Clowney, now he's just sitting right here. This was open last play. Now I can take that away, and then we still get our slot corner pressure, you know, flying free right here off of the edge, just like this. So even if they block the running back would have to slide over to block that, and again, he gets destroyed at the point of attack. So this play, really effective. Nickel dog 3 buzz, shade the coverage underneath, and then you're utilizing the best defensive feature here in the game, the D-pad switch stick, to user rush them but still be back into coverage immediately, and then get that flying pressure off the edge with your slot corner. Alright, before I jump into those final 2 deadly blitzes that you're absolutely not going to want to miss here in Madden 26, I wanted to remind you to go down below, hit that subscribe button. I'm the only one right now still breaking down Madden 26 tips and tricks to help you guys get better every single day and finish the year out strong. So what are you thinking? Subscribing is literally free. Go down below, hit it today, and let's jump right back into the video. Because the reality is you could have a fantastic blitz, but if you can't contain the quarterback, it's going to be really hard for you to play good defense. Let me show you the best contained blitz here in Madden 26. Alright, so what I want you to first pay attention to is if we come into Tampa 2 here, right, from any 4-down lineman set, what they can really do to escape the pocket if they wanted to every single play is really just block their tight end and then double team. Right? They block their tight end, double team. Now it's like I told you earlier in the video, you're in a double team animation, and so that is what would allow for them to be able to roll out every time. We go with it again right here, where it's honestly like they can really just create one-play touchdowns, like you're able to see on that last play. They roll out, and then that's open right there if Dak didn't sail that throw. So basically, they can just create a rollout scheme by all they really have to do is block their tight end, and then they can just roll out, block their tight end, double team the DN, and he's just gonna have no chance. And sometimes they can even roll out without even double teaming just because their quarterback's that fast. So what we're going to do to make sure we can actually contain them while still kind of blitzing them actually is coming into dime 2-3 Sam right here from my Vikings defensive ebook, and we're going to call it DB Fire 2, right? And so what DB Fire 2 is going to allow us to do is it really doesn't matter the play that they call. Well, now our slot corners are going to be the ones in these contains in the blitzing. So what we're going to do, we're going to show blitz right here, and then we're going to quarterback contain. Right? Because now what's going to happen is our slot corner, as you can see, this man right here is going to be in the contain Thomas, and so now we're just pretty easily going to be able to contain the quarterback. So now when Dak tries to roll out right here, our slot corner's in the contain, and he's going to have no chance. What I would say is your slot corner is typically going to be just as fast or faster than any quarterback that you're playing against. So it's like he's already in a contain, so he's already in the right spot. And actually, you don't even have to show blitz. You can actually just press RB and then LB to quarterback contain if you wanted to. But now you're going to see it again, where it's like even if they block their tight end too, it really doesn't matter because you still see how he actually holds his contain, and then the other man off the other side, he comes in completely free, right? Or he has the potential to come in free. So you see how this time they block their tight end Ferguson, and he blocks the slot corner. Well, look how far outside. He's doing his best job to hold this contain and not let Dak Prescott roll outside of him. And then you're able to see how our guy off the other side, the trade-off that they have is if they're able to roll out, they have a really bad pocket because they basically have to go backwards. You see how I'm kind of running backwards here before I can even escape, and so that's what allows for the slot corner off the other side to really walk in free. So it's like all you really want to do is just show blitz and contain your defense. You could press if you wanted to make sure that number 7 over here is on the line of scrimmage, but now you're just going to see how even if they don't try to roll out, this is what I actually like, and this is why I actually call this a blitz, because it's like even if they don't roll out here, you're still able to see how you can just affect the quarterback immediately. You can just sack him, you can shed him. Sometimes, like you saw in the last play, guys will come in completely untouched. So it really is kind of like a contained blitz right here, because technically your slot corners are blitzing. They are also happen to be in a contain, so they're going to do a great job of containing the quarterback when he tries to roll out right here, regardless of if they were to block their tight end or not. He's really going to do a great job as long as you put the contains on the field. So you press RB and then LB, right, to really make sure that you have those on the field. But now you're just going to see how boom, you're just going to easily be able to contain this rollout. He has absolutely nowhere to go, and when you can force them to be one-dimensional by stopping the run, which is important, but then you don't let them roll out, you force them to actually pass from the pocket. A lot of players are really going to struggle to do this because you're just going to see how, just nowhere for Dak to go. He tries to roll out, he bumps into his lineman, and then we're easily able to get the quarterback. So don't try to contain the quarterback just using 4 defensive linemen, especially if he's really giving you trouble. Come into dime 2-3 Sam, call DB Fire 2, put your slot corners in the contains, and even if they block their tight end, you're still going to be able to get that really flying pressure and contain. Alright, so that last blitz that I want to break down is actually the most underrated blitz right now here in Madden 26 that not enough players are using because it only requires you to send 4 D linemen. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're going to come here into nickel 3-3 single mug, and we're going to scroll down until we find Tampa 2, alright? Or you can actually do this from any play. I just like doing it from Tampa 2 to give me a good base shell. But we're going to come into the Texas 4-man custom stunt right here, and that is technically our blitz, our custom stunt blitz. We're going to spread our defensive line. We're going to press RB and then right stick up to pass commit our defense, because now what we want to be able to do is simply affect the quarterback by just stunting him. So you're going to see the most common pass protection type that you're going to play against in this game is going to be base protection. That's what a lot of people like using. A lot of plays have base protection built into it. And so the reality is this stunt annihilates base protection. All you have to do really is turn the center in one direction away from the side that you want to come in free off of. So what I mean by that is you're going to start about right here, because I'm going to make a swoop motion. I'm going to go down and then back up, because you see how this center 56, he's kind of just mirroring my body. He's going where I go. So I turn him this way. Now, the thing about this, what I like about this stunt, is this guy comes in free, boom, right here, and this guy's about to come in free over here. Now, I turn the center towards the right, so he's going to go block this guy off the right. But actually right here, he's kind of just hesitates at the last second, and he's actually blocking nobody. But luckily for us, he's too late. And so also, I mean, this is just how good this stunt is. It's really been good all year, but it's like not enough people are using it right now, and you're just able to see how, we're able to get that instant pressure to come in completely untouched, right through that, gap right there. So again, all you really need to do, spread your defensive line pass game, and that's what makes it so underrated, is you're only sending 4 people, but yet you're still able to get that really quick instant pressure. So again, right here, where when we're playing against base protection, boom, take it, turn him in that direction, and then you're able to see how you're going to be able to get that pressure off of the left side. Now, no blitz is going to work every time. There are times where he gets chipped up, random chipping, and, he bumps into a guy, whatever. But it's like the concept is there, right? All you're doing, getting these DNs to loop around and loop through that gap. The center can only really choose to block one of them. He doesn't have, 4 arms, 4 legs, and so he's just going to be able to let one of the other guys come in free. So that's really what you're trying to do. And then the last thing about this is, like, even if they block their running back and they use base protection, well, now the running back's going to have the responsibility of blocking the guy that comes in free, which a lot of the time he's just going to get punished at the point of attack. So, boom, we take it, turn that guy outside, and then you're able to see how, I mean, that time the running back never even saw that guy, right? Where it's like, that's kind of what I'm talking about, where sometimes these guys, they do get chipped up. They do end up getting blocked, like right here. 73 saw him at the last second. He just didn't get off the ball as well. But the reality is, this guy's still in a one-on-one. So he just quickly sheds. The running back steps up to block this guy who's going to come in free next. And so then it just allows for us to get that quick shed sack on him. So it's like, that was 4 against 6 right there, but yet we're still able to walk in the backfield completely untouched. So that's really what this comes down to, is using this stunt against the best pass protection, the most common pass protection type in the game. Base protection is still the best, but it's like, it's going to really struggle against this. And so if you're on offense, you really need to make sure you're switching pass protection types, going to empty protection. But it's like, boom, it's very, very easy for you. You're going to be able to, walk in the backfield time and time again, and then just be able to affect the quarterback, either collapse the pocket like right there, or instantly walk in the backfield from only a 4-man blitz, which is why this is the most underrated blitz here in Madden 26. Alright, so if you found that breakdown of the 5 most deadly blitzes helpful here in Madden 26, make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. I break down Madden 26 tips and tricks just like this every single day to help you guys get better, and I'm the only one still doing it now, so, it's free to hit that subscribe button. Go down below, hit it today. And if you want my full Cowboys defensive ebook with full videos, screenshots, write-ups, go to the link down below in the pinned comment to join Madden University, where you can use code VOLT to get your first month for 20% off. I go through full written breakdowns, with tips and the ebook. So joining Madden University, really a great way to help you get better to end the year and going into Madden 27. But if you want to see my offensive ebook, which pairs perfectly with this Cowboys defense, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there. Peace.